And we are back here at Shamrock Fighting Championships as we have the undefeated Steve Coleman taking on the karate black belt in Bob Hinchcliffe.
Please welcome to the cage, Stephen Coleman.
Steve Coleman comes to us by way of the Academy of Courage and trains under Bellator vet Kane Royer. Coleman steps into the cage tonight sporting a perfect 5-0 record and has absolutely no intentions of slowing down. Look for Coleman to use his fast feet and play the angles tonight to implement his game plan and add another notch in the win column that will continue that perfect record. When you come in with a perfect record count, you are definitely have a target on your back from every opponent that you face.
You have a target on your back, and you also have added pressure from yourself. You know, nobody wants to lose that first fight. It's one of the worst feelings you can have when you lose your first fight. You know, so you put a lot of pressure on yourself to keep that undefeated record. You know, we'll see how he handles it tonight.
He told me in the beginning he definitely was looking to at least make it to 6-0. He may do a couple more fights, but he is ready to go tonight.
Please welcome to the cage, Bob Hinchcliffe.
Fan favorite Bob Hinchcliffe is a true veteran of combat sports. He has spent over 15 years in the world of karate and holds a black belt. Look for him to use that style tonight. Hinchcliffe is coming off a loss in the Shamrock FC cage and is ready to put that behind him and take away the perfect record of his opponent, Stephen Coleman. Now, he had a tremendous fight in his last one. Unfortunately, it did not go his way, losing to Mark Chapman in a very strange kind of fight. He was taken down, was knocked out on the canvas. But as we go to our tail of the tape, Stephen Coleman, 24 years old, 5'7", 134 pounds out of O'Fallon, Missouri. Bob Hinchcliffe, 27 years old, 5'9", 135 pounds out of Springfield, Illinois. Again, the target is on Stephen Coleman in this fight.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to count. Obviously, it counts as a loss, Hinchcliffe's last loss, but such a freak way to lose a fight. You know, you never know what was going to happen in that fight. You know, he got taken down, knocked out on the takedown, an odd occurrence. Sometimes odd things happen in the MMA cage.
So let's send it up to the cage to Tony Biondo to get it started.
St. Louis, here we go. This contest is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Shamrock Fighting Championship Bantamweight Division. It's brought to you by Low T St. Louis and by Page Law. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this young man comes to us by way of O'Fallon, Missouri. He represents the Academy of Courage. He stands 5'7" and weighing officially at 134.5 pounds. Introducing Steve Coleman. And now, fight fans, introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This young man comes to us by way of Springfield, Illinois. He represents RVD. He has a mixed martial arts record of 4 victories, only 2 defeats. He stands 5'9" and weighing officially at 135.4 pounds. Introducing Bob Hinchcliffe. A referee for this contest is Mark Wassum.
Mark Wassum has the call for this fight as we get ready to get the action started. Round 1, and here we go. A quick touch of the gloves. Coleman is coming out swinging, absolutely putting the pace and pressure onto Hinchcliffe. Nice tie-up on the cage coming from Coleman.
Double underhooks from Coleman is a dominant position on the cage here. He can work to get down on the legs and get a double leg takedown, but he is very much has the power here with the double underhooks.
Hinchcliffe is going to definitely need to use, either try to get an underhook or try to move to spin around Coleman to take more of a dominant position in this. He is definitely being pinned hard with a nice takedown coming from Stephen Coleman.
Coleman working to pass in the half guard.
Again, the pace that Coleman is keeping up is relentless.
Yeah, he is going strong. Very nice pass in the half guard, but a good job by Hinchcliffe to work back to guard immediately.
Hinchcliffe doing well to minimize the damage here coming from Coleman.
Coleman just holding Hinchcliffe down. Not really trying to pass, not really trying to land any strikes at this point.
And we are halfway through the round here of round 1 in this contest, featuring Bob Hinchcliffe taking on Stephen Coleman. Coleman doing well here, but Hinchcliffe is back to full guard. Coleman beginning to land a few shots here to the body of Hinchcliffe. He does seem to be kind of giving his head into a position that almost Hinchcliffe could work into a guillotine choke.
Yeah, Hinchcliffe keeps grabbing over the head, looking for that guillotine. It's not quite there though, so he's not going for it smartly.
1 minute remaining here in round 1. A lot of good body control here coming from Stephen Coleman in this first round.
Yeah, Coleman's doing a good job of not letting Hinchcliffe get any offense, but he's not doing any offense of himself. And another nice takedown from Coleman.
30 seconds remaining here in round 1.
Back in the same position we've been in for the majority of the fight. Hinchcliffe on his back in full guard, not really doing anything offensive.
But definitely, with 10 seconds remaining here, this round was all Stephen Coleman
now
in the
triangle
Oh!
from Hinchcliffe. Not only if he has enough time to finish it.
Losing the leg position here in that. Nice work from Hinchcliffe at the end in that Hail Mary. But still, I would give that round to Stephen Coleman with complete control on the ground.
Very easily. He controlled the whole fight from every position. He got the takedowns, controlled the fight on the ground. You know, didn't do a whole lot of damage, but Hinchcliffe didn't do anything from his back either.
So what do you tell Hinchcliffe in this fight? He needs definitely to do something.
First, he needs to keep his distance, stay long.
As we go to our instant replay here, we see that Hinchcliffe does throw up that triangle here at the end, landing some shots to the head, but again, just not enough time to do anything with it.
Where Hinchcliffe went wrong on that triangle is he did not keep head control of Coleman. He allowed Coleman to posture up out of it. He would have ended up getting passed in the side control if there would have been more time left in the round.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to always follow us on Twitter at Shamrock_FC. Check out our website at shamrockfc.com. As we get ready here for round 2.
Hinchcliffe is going to want to keep some distance. When they get on the cage, he needs to get an underhook, try and prevent those takedowns of Coleman, I'm sorry.
Definitely nice shots here coming from Hinchcliffe in this, but again, he is
Nice
running now.
sprawl. Very nice sprawl from Hinchcliffe. He's going to try and get to his feet immediately. Obviously, Coleman wants this fight on the ground.
Definitely wanting to stop that karate style, and again, gets the takedown is Stephen Coleman.
Very nice double leg from Coleman.
Now, Hinchcliffe does have that head wrapped up, but that does not do much for you in this position without some type of guard in order to finish that guillotine.
Exactly, and right as he was getting his guard, Coleman pulled his head out.
Again, a lot of control here coming from Stephen Coleman.
Yeah, Coleman is definitely dominating the wrestling thus far. Hinchcliffe needs an underhook or an overhook with that left hand to try and get up from this position.
1 minute down here in round 2. Again, Hinchcliffe seems to be, again, trying to work for that guillotine, but it's just not the right position. He's got to pull that hand out and maintain some form of guard to make that happen. Referee Mark Wassam warns them that they need to produce some more action or they will be stood up.
Hinchcliffe is in danger of giving his back. Nice defense. Hinchcliffe wants to separate here. He does not want to be in this clinch position. Coleman's winning every clinch exchange.
Halfway through round 2 and a big left hand coming from Stephen Coleman.
Here's Hinchcliffe's opportunity. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Big right hand from Coleman right into a takedown attempt.
Coleman is definitely dominating the clinch game here in this fight.
Hinchcliffe wants to work to an underhook position. He needs at least one arm in the underhook position.
1 minute remaining here in round 2. Again, a lot of clinch work here going on by Stephen Coleman. He is controlling everywhere that Hinchcliffe goes. Again, he's looking for that takedown. Very nice to pass into full mount.
Very nice job.
Under 1 minute remaining here in round 2.
And a nice reversal from Hinchcliffe. Very nice. See if he can posture up and start scoring some damage.
With 30 seconds left, Hinchcliffe definitely needs to start working.
Coleman has a hold of a Kimura position right now, trying to get that Kimura out, at least threatening Hinchcliffe, so Hinchcliffe can't score any strikes. Hinchcliffe is a little bit high, so he steps out in the side control. Very nice.
10 seconds remaining here in round 2. Again, a very commanding performance as the round ends for Stephen Coleman. Oh, big hands!
Right hand.
Definitely big shot coming there at the end from Stephen Coleman. That rocked Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, that big right hand at the end. Coleman seems to me to be the stronger fighter. He's definitely better in the wrestling game. Hinchcliffe needs to stay away from these wrestling exchanges. Needs to stay away from the clinch, stay on the outside, try and land some strikes. Needs to move his feet to stay away. Coleman is throwing a big right hand and shooting right in to the clinch position.
Here we go with our instant replay again. Nice combination, but as Coleman moves in, he is able to take this fight straight to the cage and control the position. Great wrestling. Nice work by Hinchcliffe there to stop that one, but that was about the only time it worked.
Well, even when Hinchcliffe is here in a very nice sprawl, he ends up losing the wrestling exchanges. So when he gets in that sprawl position, he needs to push off and stand up and immediately get away from Coleman. Every time they're close on the ground, Coleman ends up on top.
Third and final round here in Shamrock Fighting Championships with this fight of Stephen Coleman taking on Bob Hinchcliffe. Again, Coleman goes to the cage and controls the clinch.
Exactly. When you're getting out-wrestled, you don't want to throw a kick. First thing Hinchcliffe does is throw a kick. Coleman catches it, goes right into the clinch.
Again, we are live here at River City Casino, Shamrock FC Ultimate. Jeremy Johnson along with my partner Kevin Angle. A lot of big action so far tonight and a lot more to come.
There's a nice little separation from Hinchcliffe. He got the underhook and got the separation he needed.
Nice kick coming from Hinchcliffe.
It's a nice kick, but Hinchcliffe is loading up on that kick.
Again, big right hand coming from Coleman.
Again, Hinchcliffe throws a kick. Coleman uses it to get an easy takedown. If I'm in the corner of Hinchcliffe, I tell him do not kick anymore in this fight after the first round.
Definitely, because he is losing those. Getting the takedowns is Coleman and controlling the top position without much of an issue at all coming from Hinchcliffe.
100%. Hinchcliffe isn't able to get up. He isn't able to work for a submission. You know, Coleman's dominating these ground exchanges.
Halfway through the third and final round here at Shamrock Fighting Championships, Bob Hinchcliffe taking on Steve Coleman. Steve Coleman has so far put on an absolutely commanding performance.
Exactly. I'd like to see him really open up and try and land some strikes, try and get a finish in this fight.
Big hammer fist coming from Steve Coleman here.
Yeah, I can hear the corner of Coleman screaming for him to hammer fist and posture up and punch.
1 minute remaining here in round 3. Definitely good control here in the last minute of the fight from Stephen Coleman, not giving Hinchcliffe any room whatsoever to work.
No, not at all. Landing some good strikes when needed to be. Looking like he's about to get a pass. Trying to step over into mount.
30 seconds remaining here in round 3.
Hinchcliffe trying to use that guillotine position to to stand up off the cage. Hinchcliffe working that guillotine.
Working that standing guillotine. He's got 10 seconds left. Ten seconds remaining. Hinchcliffe is going to throw everything he's got at him. And that is the end of the fight.
Great job. I give that fight 3 rounds to none for Coleman. Dominated the fight on the cage, dominated the fight on the mat.
He definitely was able to take this fight, control the pace, and show him exactly where he wanted to go. Lots of great action in that fight. Stephen Coleman, as we go to our replay here, Coleman posturing up in that full guard and beginning to land those hammer fists to do some damage. Hinchcliffe had really no place to go whatsoever in this fight.
No, he wasn't working for any submission attempts. Wasn't doing the best job of trying to get up from these positions once he was on his back either.
A lot of good action here, as you know, I definitely saw Stephen Coleman maintaining that perfect record here in that fight. Great back and forth action though. I tell you, Stephen Coleman looked great in this fight. Again, as always, remember to follow us on Twitter, Shamrock_FC. We bring you all kinds of action. We tweet out great stuff every day, so follow us. You can also follow us on Facebook at Shamrock Fighting Championships. Go check out our website, shamrockfc.com. As we are waiting for the judges to tally, don't forget, we have plenty more fights coming up tonight, including our co-main event of Trevor Ward taking on Kendrick Latchman, and our main event of Bobby Brents taking on Fred Brown for the Shamrock FC heavyweight title.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards for the totals. Judge Rob Francis saw it 30-27. Judge Travis Busking scored it 30-27. And Judge Justin Brown scored it 29-28. We have a unanimous decision for the blue corner, Stephen Coleman.
Stephen Coleman takes the win tonight and maintains that perfect record, moving to 6-0 in the MMA world.